What's good, guys, and welcome to the first of many. We will have our first Labyrinth deck profile. This is the deck that I have chosen through so many years. I'm already probably at year two with this deck. I've gone through every single format with it. I've tried meta formats as well with it. And I just wanted to show you guys what the deck kind of looks like in the new Alliance Insight format. We know that we got Mouse running around the room. We got Ryziel. We got Mitsurugi. There's just so much stuff in this meta that honestly, like this deck, I mean, it feels like an impossible format, but this deck always comes through. It always comes through. I want to shout out my friends here at Elysium Collectibles. They gave great sleeves. Today we're just going to be re-sleeving the deck, finally. I've been playing the deck for I guess 2 weeks on the same sleeve, so they've been kind of bad. So we're going to re-sleeve, and we're just going to talk about what the deck looks like. I played at a locals this weekend, and I went 3-1 with the list that I'm going to show today. It's just kind of like just throw in some cards and see how it works. But we're going to talk about how Alliance Insight is so crazy for this deck. And I really do believe in Songs of Dominators, even though I feel like a lot of people have a lot of things to say about it, like you can't use your furniture or stuff. But let's get right into it. Shout out to Mono Moon for taking 2 years to get me this thing. 2 years I've been waiting for this. I had the deck box for a while, but the playmat and a couple other field centers have taken a while as well. So let's get right into it. Let's start with the main deck. And yes, I've tried everything to get this thing max rarity. I'm not there yet, and I think it's just because my imperms aren't at the biggest rarity, but you know, if you have this token, you know what you're going against, you know what I mean? So let's start with the main deck here. We start with 3 Ariana. It's the only normal summon. I think this is the one monster I've normal summoned the most in my dueling career. I think it's I mean, you just search. That's really it. But it can put up OTKs too to some degree, which is pretty cool. But it's there's not really much to say. You're gonna play 3. There's sometimes where I side deck to 2 if I'm post siding. And Ariana's just been, it's been kind of like that. It's just your normal, really. I mean, the deck really kind of needed a normal, so this is really it. I don't think the deck needs anything else, really, because it doesn't really rely on its normal summon. What sucks though is that everyone has a bunch of Veilers and imperms and stuff, and they're just waiting to drop it on this, honestly. And yes, this is also not just for people playing this deck. This is also for people that want to learn how to play against it. I want to give my best insight about it, of course. I think the deck is extremely hard to play. I think, honestly, just one misplay loses you the game. I can tell you that because my one loss during the weekend was literally just, I normaled Chandra, and I got super polyed. I lost the game. The next one is going to be the best hand trap in the game, which is going to be Arius. Arius is pretty cool. Well, it kind of sucked when Shifter was around because you couldn't really do anything. But it was pretty sick, honestly. I mean, being able to just set any trap for your deck is pretty insane, low-key. And Trap Trick is just 3 more copies of just any trap you want. And now with songs now, pretty nice. I did run into an issue though, where you'll have songs and you'll have Arias in your hand, and you'll just go you really have to use Arias and start a main to let the songs resolve, or you could in theory go songs chainlink 1 and then you can chain Arias. And I think I kind of messed that up too because I had Durham in my hand and I just didn't do that. It's kind of self-explanatory why you play her at 3 because this is just a furniture build. I'm trying to test out the new trap heavy build that I'm probably going to see what we're going to do with it this format, but I think furniture is just in a good spot. You really need to get the ball rolling. We play 3. Like I said, I always play 3 just because there's always it's just locals. That's all. Locals are always gonna have the most unexpected things going on. Like there'll be a time where everyone shows up with like bid steals, or like people are playing outdated malice lists. They'll play Lubellion and stuff. So you might as well just be playing 2. I just play 2 just to make sure that like I don't run into those situations, because there's no point of like citing 1 and like meaning 1. It's better to just like play 2. And the brick, shout outs to Pack TCG and Team Samurai X1. I got a regional top 2 years ago with Lab. I got 6th, and that's my best that I've done. But I was playing literally just 30 traps, and we had skill drain at 3. So, and we had Gozen and Rivalry at 3. So you kind of know how the deck looked like. It was literally just like these, probably 3 ladies, or 3 lovelies, or 3 lady, yeah, 3 lady, and you play like Lord at Heavenly Prison, and all you do is just like big bungus with like floodgates. It was pretty alright. They brought in the new alt art, and I'm glad I got Europrints, because they look way better, honestly. They look so crazy. I really like him too. I have my Starlight rares too, but after like playing these for a while, like I was like, nah, man, like this feels too good. The best thing about Lady is that most of the time it's just the targeting thing, where like she just can't die, and it also helps a lot just like being able to like special her out and stuff. So that's why I kind of feel like it's nice to play 2. It kind of sucks to draw 1 because you want to open the trap cards, but it's like it sometimes doesn't hurt. I'm playing 41, and like I could see myself like 100% cutting the other one. I think that if you're like just starting or like getting started, you should just start playing with 2, because like it's much easier to like it's much better for your resource game and stuff like that. But most of the time you could just go to 1. Now to the brick of the deck. The deck, I absolutely hate this card with my life. I don't understand why people go crazy for her, but it's a Lovely Lab. We just need a way to reset the traps, really. And it's on a body that can't be special. That, I mean, it could be special, but it's just, you draw this card, and most of the time, like, if you just draw this card, you just lose. Like, I think I just have, like, a really big losing streak where or a losing rate if I just, like, draw this card. I've tried the Quarter Century. I think the quarter does better work, though, because the card is a little thinner. But man, I've had this card forever. I would say the first time like I opened into Tactical Masters, where the set it came out in, I opened the CR Arias, or Ariana, I mean, and this I think it was like a 3rd box. I got like 4, but I wasn't trying to play this deck too. I was literally just trying to get runic cards because they were expensive, and like I wanted to try them out because like Sprite was coming in the format too. But then I just ended up playing Tyr because I just gave up on runic. But yeah, you just got to play 1. It just kind of sucks. I really like to play like 43 in the deck, because then you just minimize your chance of just seeing the card. But shout out to these 2, Pack and Team Samurai X1. They got me a regional top, so pretty nice. Next I have my backjacks. I know they're not quarter, they're plats, they're ugly, they don't fit with the whole deck. Like, why do I have him plat? I'll probably get him at the regional this weekend. But yeah, I mean, Jack's been just Jack. There's times where I just don't want to play him, and then the times I do play him, he rewards me, like, really, really nicely. It's really good to draw with furniture, but that's really it. Like, I play Anima literally just for this guy. And it used to be a lot better, I want to say. Because now, like, it's just kind of hard now, especially with, like, Lingering Will in the format. Sometimes you just kind of wish that Link Decoder was still in the game. because then people wouldn't play Lingrivo, or they would, and they call that attack, which is just a neg. But yeah, it's pretty good. Mill your top card, trap cards, stack your cards. It just lets you play during your opponent's turn. But really, it's just like, if you can get Daruma during your opponent's turn, you just kind of win. So that's all I really have to say about that card, really. And then next is our furniture. Man, I love Stovey. I have them all in Italian too, so I have a great time reading them. It's good that I've played this deck for so long because I know what they do. Like, I know that Clock is the only one that works under Shifter, because it just says discard this card. It doesn't say discard this card to the graveyard. It's pretty standard. I mean, Clock sets your guys, lets you activate them, and then Chandra and Stove, they just let you set them from deck. I've always tried to run the ratio differently. I always try to do I used to play 3 and 1 because Chandra's alright. It's not crazy though. It's really good though when you run decks that need the discard. Like Unchained was pretty good too, because in Unchained you could just like Sharvara, and you could like, I don't know, it's just being able to have a Fiend at disposal every single time was pretty nice. It's okay. It's just kind of a worse Stovey. Also, it doesn't really help you for like Chaos Angel, which I love about Stovey. Like, it just so much. It's a 2, summons from grave, lets you send from hand, so you don't go -2 every time. You go only -1 from your hand. But their job is to generate you like advantage. So yeah, I remember back in the day, you would have to use like Chandra set Field Spell, Stovey set Welcome Labyrinth, and that was your big combo. It was like, oh wow, we went -4 for a pop 2. Really nice. Really nice. I'm always gonna give them the credit though that it's I want to max out on them. I think I'm gonna still try it, but Songs just makes it kind of difficult, and we're gonna see why once I get into that card too. These are the 4 spells that we use for the deck. I've been with Extra for a pretty long time already. I think that if you're playing Furniture, you should just be playing Extra. You need the drop power immensely. I used to play Prosperity, but I think just Extra is just Pot of Greed. And there's times where like you start with this, and if your opponent doesn't know what you're doing, they'll just Ash, and you just need more ways to bait Ash, because I honestly think that the main reason this deck doesn't perform is just that your opponent draws Ash. I mean, if your opponent's got Ash, or I'll say Impulse too, but most of the people just like did drop Ash, and you just kind of lose. So 3 Extra. Also, it took me forever to get them in Euro. Shout out to my boy Raymond. Bro came in clutch with these Euro print copies. Damn. But yeah, I've been playing Extra for a while. I just think that you just have to. And the Field Spell is kind of a toss-up. This is kind of the card where like I would test with like cutting it out and stuff. I've tried so many cards like Skill Drain, Floodgates. There's one time I tried like Soul Drain. It was funny, but I think the Field Spell is just fitting, and that's because you're just gonna go play like 5 Labyrinth traps. So you're playing like 3 big welcome, 2 welcome, which we'll go into real quick. But I think it's pretty good. Also, shout outs to the dudes who I bought 1 coaching session with Pack, and Team Samurai was just the dude that I look up to ever since I started, like when I was a kid or something. I'd be looking at him since I was like 9 or something. Alright, now the juice of the deck are 5 traps. I know one of them is Euro, one of them is not. I don't know who the hell has them in Euro. Every time I meet up with someone, they just don't have it. But you only play 2 of this. I kind of don't want to play 3. There's times where like you'll just draw both of them and you'll just go like, damn, I wasn't good enough for this game. But yeah, I don't know what to say. Like, this is just like your basic welcome labyrinth. I like to do this first all the time because sometimes your opponent will get greedy for the big welcome. So you'll just summon Lovely and then they just can't respond. So pretty nice. The heart and soul of the deck. The only reason that this deck has a real chance here in TCG is literally just because we have us at 3. I feel bad for every OCG player out there. You can only play 2 of them for some reason. And on top of that, they just hate this deck. Apparently, they like really hate this deck over there. Even though like they draw Lovely like every single time. Also, I used to have Euro ultis, and like you couldn't see like Lovely in the background. I'll probably show them some other time, but like when I got these in the mail, like damn, I can see her again. It's absolutely insane. Like I'm like, yo, she's there. She's literally there. But yeah, the bounce, the sometimes you can just go OTK lines with it. Best trap in the deck, of course. And then we play our cards. You know what I mean? I'll just put them out here because it's kind of easy to just like talk about each one real briefly. Let's see. Let's put them up here. Let's start with the other heart and soul of the deck. I think it's like we'll put it as pretty sure Daruma is pretty just so good. It's the reason why this deck can even live. Honestly, I think this deck only got good in Dabble. Like Dabble format was so insane for this deck because we got Lady and we got Daruma. Being able to Daruma your opponent's field is just so crazy. Especially against Malice too. They just have no out to this card. They just know that they have to make like a bad board because Daruma's set to some degree. So I'm also glad that these are Euro too. I used to have them in Euro Prismatic forever. Finally a nice quarter century to match with the deck. Dominus Impulse. Alright, I know most people it's kind of hard for this card, I understand, but I really do believe that if you're playing this version of the deck, or at least you're trying to play a furniture build or a very competent deck, you need to play the 3. I just there's no other good trap, and this is literally the reason why Songs is starting to get up here too. It's literally because these traps that are able to activate so quickly are so strong. There's almost no response to them either. Like most of the time, like you'll just be winning the game if this resolves on like a key choke point, which is it's like really good. Like honestly, being able to negate like the new Mitsurugi ritual, it's strong. Like it's really strong. You'll know when to negate too, which is crazy. I mean, it does so much. I hate it when you used to play this deck and you like run Ash and Droll and like hand traps. Imperm is like another card that's not here, but like it's like these cards do the job but better. Like that's what's really nice about them. Unfortunately, you can't like really play nibs. So like I would recommend if you can't get a set of like impulses or can't play with them, just play nib. It works well with the furniture too. But just be noticed, like this card is just so good in the deck. Next one is Trap Trick. It's pretty straightforward. It's just 3 more copies of the same trap. Works well with Arias. I kind of thought about cutting it to 2 because like now like you just really want to see the traps now. But going second, you just gotta draw, man. Going second is such a struggle for this deck. Like you need anything that can help you out, honestly. We'll go with the new card last, but Transaction Rollback. This card, honestly, it's been everywhere. I haven't played this card, I want to say in like a few months, because I mean Tenpai was just making this look awful. Like cutting your life points in half and they just OTK you. It was just like, bro, come on. But now like Tempai's gone, and like now that you need these traps to resolve better, and now it's the other thing also it's because people just can't OTK you now, like they used to. So I think it's good, and also because people are just playing like Lightning Storm and like Duster everywhere. So yeah, I just think that it's just kind of worth it. Also, Euro CRs had them since day one. Now, these are the new cards, Songs of the Dominators. This card is insane. I really think that this card is really going to change the way that this deck's going to play, and I think that the trap heavy build is now like a consideration now because of how good this trap is. Um, it does so much now, like being able to like go this and like chain Stovey and like pitch a trap. If you chain rollback, it's just absolutely broken. It will actually copy the whole effect. So there is a world where I was thinking about playing one purge, because if you do rollback with this, you negate the first one, you search impulse, and then you roll back, copy the effect, you negate the second monster effect and search for purge. That's just really good. And I know that purge is like, oh, you're not just gonna drop it right away, but it's just that really good card. This was the third copy, and shout out to my friend Kyle for letting me using it. But we got this. This is a package from Tier Zero. You can check out their website, Tier Zero Games. But you already know, it's a nice little Euro haul that kind of have to bust open because they have some of the cards that I kind of need. So you already know. Of course, we had to get ourselves a nice set of Dominus, or I mean, songs of the Dominators in quarter century. Of course, I had to get them in Euro to match the impulses. So we're gonna have the bling. You already know. We're gonna have the bling, and in the future, I do want to do videos on like market watches and stuff because I've been a seller for like the past almost 3 years already since I started playing too. But yeah, emotion is your number one money destroyer, and this is literally what it is. Like, it looks so good. I'm glad I only need to play these once. But yeah, I think the deck with 3 of them is like kind of necessary. We'll see where the deck goes because this is like it's the very first time in this new format. Like, people are just trying to figure it out, but yeah, I have hopes for it though. I have hopes for it for a lot. You also need to shuffle this deck a lot because you'll just get hands like this that just don't work. They will not help you at all. I figured I'd show you guys just what I'm running in the extra deck. I'm not really gonna re-sleeve this because it's still like extra deck, but you know, probably one day I'll probably sleeve the main deck with these. Probably put some outer sleeves. I just hate double sleeving my cards, but extra deck is like kind of makes sense. Shout out to Monomoon for the bull order sleeves that took him 2 years to get to me. I understand, but it took me 2 years, so I really like them. We got our token. We play the boy, the 3 copies of the Chaos Angel. You gotta be able to summon him. Stovey Lady, Kaching. Arius, Kaching. It's so good. It's just so good. The best card for the extra deck besides the king himself, the Typhon. He solos Zeus too. For all you Zeus enjoyers, he is that guy. I know I have him all mismatch rarity. I don't want to buy 3 copies of this guy. I would rather use him on better things. Also for my SP too. I'm not that rich, but I can enjoy some nice things. You're just playing these for extra. Same thing goes for the Muckrackers. I don't play 3. I think it's like okay. I mean, if it ever came up, like that's the time that I would crash out and I just go like, damn, yeah, I would definitely play 3. And then this is kind of miscellaneous, but I run these. I've seen lists that play 3 Anima, and it kind of makes sense, but I run 2 Backjack. I really like playing Clara Marushka every time because it's just literally just Backjack 2.0. Like, I understand we want to get full value out of the backjack and stuff like that, or any normal summon just makes it into SP. That if we really need to make SP, like we have this, that's fine. I played Dark and Abao. Abao's just okay. I know it's because it's quarter, but being able to steal Dark Monster Engrave. So like if we out like Murakumo or if we out like Whitebinder or stuff like that, we can just like bring him up on our field. Pretty nice. So yeah, I like this card a lot too. It just kind of sucks because when you get like Fiendlock, you can't make Dark. But you can make this. And then last one is just Baguska. Again, I'd probably cut on any of these for like Exotonite, but I mean, you can only do so much in the 15 card side deck. I just play Baguska because you play Field Spell. You can just loop it over and over again. It's pretty good. Now for the side deck. It's pretty straightforward. It's just 9 Mulch Armies to start us off. They just do their job. I mean, people will probably remember that this deck, like, you used to play like anything that could draw your cards. You play like Phantasme. You would play like so many things just to be able to draw your cards. Because if it draws you into like Aria's Pose a Trap, like that was big. That was real big. I know my Perulias aren't Euro. Hopefully one day they will be. I'm a big Euro enjoyer. And hopefully it'll join its pals that are all Euro too. And I do enjoy Meows the most. I think it's the coolest one. They all do their purpose. You know, if you're playing against a certain deck, you got to know what to side in. And that's another thing also for like anybody else that's trying to play the deck. Like, you have to know what you're going against. You can't just go in like, oh, I'm just going to play the deck, do what it does. Like, no, you need to know what other decks do. Like, literally every other deck. If you don't know your matchup, you're at a disadvantage. That's really what the deck. If you know how to stop them, you know the choke points, like, you will be rewarded for playing this deck. So yeah, you play those just simply, I mean, it's pretty obvious. They're Max C. So yeah, you really just got to know what your matchup's really going to be like. You know, you're going to side in for any deck that summons too much from the extra deck. You're going to side in Perulias for anything that normal's too much from the hand. I think, honestly, now with Mouse, like, getting backup in Wizard now, like, pretty considerate about main decking Perulia. I see a lot of Ryziel lists that are playing them, which I think is the right move. I do play pure Ryziel too. I played a lot of different Ryziel variants too. So maybe in the future I go in through those too. I just wanted to go really with the deck that I've just played for so long and have so much experience with. Besides 9 Mulch Armies, we play our 6 slots, which is just like whatever, I guess. I see where people are main decking 3. It's good against decks that need a banish. Like I said, my loss was to Christian, so sometimes you just kind of think, damn, I could have that 3rd copy, and I just don't because I just didn't play it. But I think 2 is fine. I feel like Mouse is just such a deck that it's just such a hard matchup now. Like, when you play against Mouse, you're just like, man, like, you gotta open real good, and you gotta pray that they don't open Ash. If they open Ash post combo, you just lose. Oh, I played EDG, just pretty good. I played 2 just because of the trap trick. I know that people play like 1-of sometimes. Like, play like 3 or 4 like 1-of traps, like blowouts. I just think that you should just be playing trap trick and just put the blowout down. Like, they'll just lose. Same thing with barrier. Now I used to main deck barrier forever, but now with like songs like now you could finally put them in the side. That's why I also like songs a lot, because like you're just able to just play like these generic traps that you need them so much. You don't want to draw barrier against like Mouse. Like that's just awful. It's just straight up awful. But yeah, finally barriers in the side now. It was also kind of toxic, just like dropping barrier on your best friend. It's like, oh, I had barrier. Guess we'll go. Yeah, I got it. Yeah, you got it. So yeah, that's what I have so far for this list. I want to be able to update it frequently and like show like what's probably the next step for it. I've I played this deck dearly. So there's a lot of things for improvement for sure. I'm not the most perfect person for this deck, I would say. There's probably someone out there that probably knows more than me or something like that, but I would say that I'm pretty confident about my knowledge about the deck and what it's able to do. I think this format is going to be very interesting because I think this is like this one of these formats where like on paper it's like, oh, it's just not going to work. Why even try? And there are going to be the losses that you're going to play against. You will play against blowouts that you'll just go like, damn, like why do we even play this deck? But you just got to keep going. I played this deck forever, and you know, wherever the floor is, like this deck can just go straight up. A lot of people just do not have the right matchup. I mean, I can't imagine. I mean, there was a time where I was playing like a Ryzel deck, and it was just like, oh yeah, I have like 18 hand traps, and only 3 of them work against the lab. So yeah, so that's really the deck. I would love to answer your questions about anything you might be interested in. And this is just the start of many deck profiles that I want to be able to do. There's a lot of things that I have for the channel, for sure. So yeah, guys, that's really all I have for the rest of this deck profile. For all the lab enjoyers, for everyone else that wants to know more deep in the deck, I'm probably going to make another video that's probably just going to go into the meta analysis, like the very niche scenarios that you should know of for the deck, like its matchups, what text you should be playing, and there's a lot of them out there. I would say I've tried so many things. Like I mean, I've tried like Evenlies, I've tried playing Skill Drain again, I've tried playing Eradicator. Gnomes is pretty funny for Fiendsmith Ryzel. I think it's the best card for Fiendsmith Ryzel, but you really gotta for Mitsurugi Ryzel, my fault. But you really want to be able to just power through quickly with this deck. Like it's all about the tempo in this deck. It's not really about like the surprise factor or like they're unprepared for this deck. It's more of like you have to keep the pace going with this deck. The deck really performs well when you're able to have that card advantage that this deck so needs. So yeah, I want to be able to answer your question in the comments, and you know, I don't really like to ask people for things, but a like and subscribe would be awesome to keep me propelling for making more videos. I'm probably gonna try to do my best to make these videos much better, and also for anyone that has sticked around until here, leave a like. We'll run a small giveaway for a nice little treat. But for the future, I also want to say that I want to start a little whatnot action going on too. So I'll let you guys notice, but we will be giving out packs for free from Stampede. We'll run giveaways for free packs. It's going to be an awesome stream in the future. As well, I want to be able to give away stuff for free. So when we hit our first 100, when we hit like our first 500, 1K, we'll see what the future has for us. But it'd be awesome to give away stuff for free. Also, like probably like this crazy ass map will probably give it away for free to like one lucky sub. So stay tuned for that for sure.